Welcome back. So we are continuing with our geometric shape making today, going from 2D to 3D form, since our lanterns, of course, will be three-dimensional. So far, you should have these three finished. And today we are going to sort of add to that and make the shapes that are a little bit more complex, and even adding some of these together, which you'll see later in the video here. So like I said, we're just going to do a little bit more complex ones, so you can check out which of these geometric shapes you think is going to be best for your lantern. So let's get a start on that. Now you're going to need a plain piece of paper, nothing special, any plain piece of paper will do. Straight edge rulers work great because then you can actually measure if you need to. And a pencil. I'm going to be using a marker just so that it's easier to see on the screen. But the downfall for me is I can't erase. You'll want a pencil so you can erase it. So we're going to do three together, and then your job is going to be to try out three separate ones. We're just doing this brainstorming, right, to see like what ones do we think that you might want to make for your actual lantern. So the first one we're going to start off with today is called a triangular prism. And if you want to get a better look at what some of these look like, come on into the slides and you can check on this one here. So the triangular prism that we're going to be doing is the one in the second row down on the very, very right hand side. Okay, so that's where we're going. That's what we're trying to create here. So as you can imagine, we're going to start off with a triangle. So here we go. I'm going to just stick with my 2 inches, tends to work real well. And I'm going to try to make this one as much as just typical triangle where they're all the same. Oh yes, that worked out really well. Sometimes they end up being a little off to one side, but that one's pretty good. Okay, so I've got my triangle here. Now what I'm going to do to make it into a prism, because right now this is just a 2D shape, right? We want to make it look as if it's three-dimensional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another triangle. It could be here. If I had more space, it could have been here, but it could be down here. But I need to have it like kind of off in a angle by a bit. So here we go. I'm going to do another one. And similar to, just try to see where about center is there. Similar to when we did our cube yesterday, we are going to connect like corners together, which means I'm going to connect this corner with this one, this with that, this with that. I'm not going to connect like this corner to that one. That wouldn't make any sense, right? So here we go, connecting those, and these top two, and then finally I need to connect this one with that one. That's kind of like the interior. If you wanted to, you could even do like a dashed line just to show that that's more of like an interior line. If you don't like how that looks though, you can just connect it to our eyes kind of tell us that, okay, that must be interior. So there you have it. We've got our triangular prism. Okay, ready for the next one? Let's see. So the next one we're going to be doing is called a pentagonal prism. So let's look down at what this one looks like. Have it on here? Yes, I do. Okay, so bottom row, and you can see that it's the second one in on the bottom row, and there's two examples. One where it's kind of more stretched out, one where it's a little bit shorter. So let's get to that one next. So we need to start off, as you can imagine, with a pentagon, which is 5 sides. So this one might be a little bit trickier to start off with. I'm going to do a 1 inch for each side. Might switch my markers. This one's starting to die. That's better. Okay. And let's see. Now this is where a pencil would really be handy, because my guess is it's going to be real tricky to try to get these to be exactly where they need to be and get them to connect, but we'll see what happens here. So 1 inches is what I'm doing for this. Might be close. It's a little bit off. That's okay. Right now we want to just get the idea down. Okay, so I've got my 5 sides, my pentagon there, and I'm going to try to duplicate that down below here. So let's see if I can get it that close again. That's not too bad. Once again, doing it with a pencil will give you a little bit more, you know, you can erase it if some of the angles are off and it's not quite matching. Once you get to those, yeah, that's probably going to be too far out. And let's see what happens though. And it's okay if they overlap a little bit. That just means it's going to be maybe a shorter one, but I could have made them go further apart, and then that would have been a longer prism. Okay, and similar to before, we're just going to make the like ones connect. So this top edge is, or corner, is going to connect with the top one there. This one here would connect with this one here. This one would connect with that one. This one with that one. And this one with that one. So it's really a matter of making kind of 2 of the same shapes always, and then you're just connecting those like corners, right? Once again, I would not connect like this one with that one. That doesn't make any sense. So we're always connecting the similar ones. All right, you ready for the real challenge? Because here we go. Our final one that we are going to do together, we're actually going to be connecting 2 different ones, but we've already made the shape, so it'll be okay. We're going to be connecting a square pyramid. We made a pyramid yesterday, right, where the base was a square, but it was a pyramid, with a cube. So we're connecting the 2 together. And you'll be able to do the same when it comes to yours. You'll be able to connect 2 different ones together as long as they have the same number of sides for like where they connect. So as you can imagine, a square pyramid where the bottom, let me switch my view here. The bottom of this has 4 sides, right? And this has 4 sides. So I could just connect those together. You couldn't connect like this with a pentagonal prism though, because that one has 5 sides and this has 4. So you have to connect like ones together. So here we go. We're going to start off with our triangle. I want to make this nice and big for you guys too. So here we go. Here's a 2 inch. Probably should have had a better angle on that, but it'll be off to the side. That's okay. So 2 inch by 2 inch by 2 inch. Okay. So we've got a triangle, but now we need to turn it into a pyramid. So go ahead and do that. And technically, that's my pyramid, right? But if I want to be able to see the inside too, I'm going to need to draw those inside lines. So I'm just going to come parallel with that one on up. Bring that over most of the way, but we need to be able to see the inside bits here too. So we'll bring that down here. This is just like yesterday's or last classes, so there we go. Now we've got our pyramid, but now we need to turn it into, or add it to the cube down at the bottom. So let me just do parallel line. Just kind of trying to make sure that line stays about the same. Like that. And now, oof, that was a little off. That's okay. Just add it like that. and about parallel. You can see a pencil would have been real handy for this. Oh well. There we go. And I'm going to try to keep parallel on this one too as I bring it down. Ooh, that's looking cool, huh? So now, of course, I've got to do the inside bit so we can see how it would connect on the back. So once again, bringing it parallel to this edge here. And then I need to bring this corner right here, has to come on down as well. There we go. And once again, a eraser would be real handy right about now, but hey, at least you guys can see it. So here you can see I've connected both the cube with a pyramid. So your homework then is going to be to just practice 3 more 3D geometric shapes, ones that you think you might want to combine together or use as is. And as a reminder, you can see them all right here. Well, not all, but you can see a bunch of them that I thought would be feasible to do for this here. And then you can also see how some of them come together in some actual, like, skeleton lanterns, in this photo here. So those are all right in the slides as well. Now, for next class, you want to make sure you're also gathering some supplies. So we're going to need tiny sticks. Toothpicks work fantastic. Gather about 20 to 30. Okay, so toothpicks work great. If not, you could use Q-tips. If not, you could use twigs, like just small twigs from outside. If not, you could even just take and cut up some cardboard into tiny little, like, similar sized matchsticks. That could work. We just need tiny little things, because before we start with our good skewers, we're going to make some MIDI models first to make sure that we like how it looks and we understand how to assemble it to create an actual 3D version of whichever one we're going to choose. So make sure to gather those supplies for next time.